Jafi sir, good evening.
Ma'am, good evening.
Sir, shall I start? If you permit.
Yes, ma'am. Fine. It's fine.
Thank you so much. Good evening. A very good evening to one and all present here. On behalf of Rabindranath Tagore University, I, Dr. Pooja Chaturvedi, Deputy Registrar and Program Executive of Institute of Training, Development and Policy Research, in the capacity of coordinator of this, I welcome you all and chair the opening of 1 week faculty development program, day 6, on e-content development, jointly organized by Grand Academic Portal, Dr. Homi Bhabha, State University, Mumbai, Rabindranath Tagore University, Madhya Pradesh, and MLB College, Bhopal. In today's session on NEP and e-design, e-content, for today's session, we have a very eminent and renowned speaker and trainer, Dr. Gurudutt P. Japi. So before start, I fortunate and take opportunity to introduce our speaker, Dr. Gurudutt P. Japi. Sir is currently working as head of the department at Department of Advanced Study, Business Studies and Deputy Director, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Gujarat University. He is appointed by the Ministry of Finance, Government of India, as an advisory committee member for the Central Board of Direct Taxes. Prior to this, he was appointed as Director and Joint CEO of Quality Assurance, Extension, Research and Innovation, and Nodal Officer of RUSA at Knowledge Consortium of Gujarat, Department of Higher Education, Government of Gujarat. He was also a member secretary of the State Project Directorate. He was appointed as a member for drafting new education policy first for the Gujarat state. He has visited more than 50 colleges and universities for NEC accreditation, AAA and GAC accreditation as a peer member. He is the founder and chairman of Grand Academic Portal and Global Academic and Assessment Consortium. He has completed 2 minor projects, research projects from the Indian Council of Social Sciences.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the introduction.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'll share my screen.
Yes, sir. And other many more achievements in his credit. So we are fortunate to attend the session. Yes, sir. Over to you, sir.
I request host to please give me screen sharing. Right now.
Already done, sir.
It shows that host disabled party. Okay, you have done right now. Fine. Thank you. So, what I'll be doing is, in first session, I'll be talking about NEP and future of higher education. And in second session, I'll be talking about the supplementary tools which you can use for teaching and learning. And that supplementary tool is not limited to any MOOC course or, for any specific SWAYAM courses. It will cover the professional platforms also. And I'll be talking about few aspects of the education, higher education, and how it is transformed since last 100 years. I hope the screen is visible and my voice is audible.
Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
Thank you so much.
Very much audible, sir.
So generally, I don't like, ma'am, when I say I was, because right now there is a new academic insult. If you want to insult someone academically, You just have to tell him that you are a learned man. That's it. So basically, a learned man is always tied with the past knowledge. Right? So therefore, I stop you because you were talking about I was. So I had to stop. Sorry for that.
Okay.
Uh, please tell me what you can understand from this photograph. You can write in the chat box. Yes. Any answer? Chat box. Skill is important. Skill. Skill. Okay. Fine. So I've already mentioned in the bottom of the screen, it's a blue collar job, right? And if I change this slide, okay, what we'll say now? Somebody has said laborious job, happiness with work, obviously skill. Okay, hey, I'm talking about the second screen, mental labor. Okay, intellectual, creative. Mhm. Anyone? Okay, so stress. Oh, the person looks very cool. How, Tanay, you are telling that he is under stress? Okay, meet expectation. Mhm. Okay, so I mean to say something different. Uh, Basically, all of you are aware with the concept of third industrial revolution. And when I show you these two pictures, a blue collar job and a white collar job, this represents your third industrial revolution. 3.0, that gives us a lot of blue collar jobs and white collar jobs. Of course, blue collar job is related to repetitive jobs, a laborious job, correct? And white collar job requires a kind of a decision making. So the person with more intellectual quotient were hired for the white collar job, and the one with the muscularity was appointed for the blue collar job. Or other way, you can say the entire employment was divided in two parts: a blue collar job and a white collar job. Blue collar job was somewhat below a dignitary kind of job, and white collar job was above dignitary, or that is how we have understood. But as far as computers and artificial intelligence, these two concepts are concerned, this too has taken away this both the jobs, a laborious job, or you can say that the blue collar job and white collar jobs are chipping away by the computers and the artificial intelligence. So now we have already shifted from 3.0 to 4.0. We are now living in a industrial revolution called 4.0, which is basically characterized by the fusion of technology, wherein the fusion is the physical, digital, and biological sphere. Now the point is that as far as 4.0 is concerned, what color job industry is looking for? When I say blue and white collar jobs are now saturated, then what kind of jobs are needed now? Can you write in the chat box? What kind of job the industry is looking for in 4.0? So no repetition or no decision making jobs are, or the person who is connected with the repeated works, or the person connected with decision making work is no more required. Then what kind of job this industry is looking for? Anyone? Waiting for your answer. result oriented, okay? Innovative solutions, okay? A skill based, again, skill we are talking about, fine. Skilled and smart jobs, skill based problem solving abilities. Mhm. Okay, fine. So basically, this 4.0, they have labeled it it as a green collar job. So now the industry is looking for a green collar job. Now you'll ask me a question that green collar job, what kind of a specific skill set is required in a green collar job? So I would say that there are three kinds of skill is required. The first and fundamental is the thinking job, means a thinking skill, a creative thinking and a critical thinking. The second is a reflective skill, means you have to think and then you have to contemplate on your own thinking pattern. And the third one, the most important, is the art of questioning. So when we have all the artificial intelligence tools available with us, but we do not know how to ask a question to this AI tools, then I guess it's of no use. So what is important is right now is a person who is having a critical and creative thinking capacity, the one who can have a self-reflexive skill, and the one who can ask a question on at least AI platform uh, properly is hired or is appointed. Even if you want to say for example, all of you are a researcher, right? And when you go to the search engine, say let us take example of Google Scholar, because it is the #1 search engine. So then we have no doubt we have advanced search engine and advanced version of the Google Scholar, fine. But ultimately you have to write something on that search bar. And if you are perfectly asking a question on that search bar, you'll get what you want, because content is so much content we have. But if we'll not be able to ask a specific question to AI, or the computers will not be able to get the exact answer which we are looking for. And even if you talk about a chat GPT, in chat GPT also, you need to ask a specific question, right? So if you want to survive now, you will have to create or rather inculcate these three kinds of uh, the skills. Uh, just a minute. So what next, or rather what is next? We, so keep this in mind. The first takeaway from this session, uh, you have to produce now thinkers. You have to produce now those who can ask a question better, in a better way. Today's higher education system is we all digital immigrants. We have learned this system of the existing structure, wherein the degree was given due importance, further education was given due importance, and employability was given due importance. But if you look at the today employability scenarios, students are not interested to go for any jobs, right? They have a passion and they are going for entrepreneurship, or they prefer to work on their own space and time. So now these all three are outdated. There are a lot of platforms available wherein you can get the degree also, or you can go for further education also. So this today's structure is now outdated. And when we say tomorrow's higher education will be talking about the innovation, skills, human-centric, and technology speed. So the entire core of higher education, or tomorrow's higher education, will be focusing on this four uh, parameters: innovation, skills, human center, and technology speed. So please keep in your mind that wherever you are working, in the college or university or any institution, if your institution is not serving or giving or imparting this kind of things to the students, then you will be soon outdated from the market. One more thing I would like to say that with Industry 3.0, 3.0 was focusing on the optimization part. Optimization is basically helps you to perform. So now this again optimization is outdated concept. With 4.0, the concept called transformation comes, disruption comes. You know, uh, so if I ask you what is transformation or how transformation helps you. So basically, transformation helps you to improve your core capabilities. That helps you to save from the disruption. And see, I still remember till 2020, none of us was aware about the Zoom platform or Google Meet platform, Microsoft, MS Team. But suddenly, within 3 years of time, we have transformed ourselves. Right now, I'm taking session on the computers using one platform and using different tools for making PPTs and all. So I mean to say that we are living in an age of transformation wherein things are getting changed so fast, right? And I would like to give you the best example of transformation, not education you have witnessed. So I'm not giving you example of education, but you see this concept, holacracy. Holacracy versus hierarchy. So this is also part of what do you say, a transformation. We know a traditional hierarchy wherein we have top management, middle level management, bottom level management. But now a concept is coming, especially in HR, wherein uh, they are they are like uh, putting a full stop on the concept called hierarchy, and they are coming with a concept of holacracy, wherein the powers are grouped in a small group. So you will not find a kind of hierarchy in a system. Google has already implemented this concept, and many more foreign companies they have started with this concept, and they're getting good result out of this. So please keep this in mind that we are living in an age of transformation wherein everything is getting changed. So you will have to also be ready for the same. Uh, okay. Must be morely the way. Must be morely the way. Okay. Anyways, so what is to be developed as far as our institution is concerned? We should go for a borderless education. We should start sharing or rather imparting short courses or the degrees. We have to arrange a lot of cohorts for the digital natives. Digital natives are those who are born after 2000, right? Those who are born with mobile, laptop, computers, they are known as digital natives. We have to focus more on the experiential learnings, lifelong learnings, because we are also learning. Today, all the faculty members, they are already teaching somewhere, but they are learning at the same time. So learning, lifelong learning or learning from everywhere, that we have to practice. We have to replace our lectures with the active learning. And the most important part, now put a full stop on the summative assessment system. Now, formative assessment we have to follow, wherein there is no structure, no midterm or end term kind of examination. You have to continuously, evaluate your students. So that is what the focus is. Yes. So actually, the point, or rather, today's session, as I said, it's divided in two parts. In the first phase, I'll be talking about the the NEP structure and what is expected from the universities and colleges. And in the second, I'll give you idea of uh, tools which you can use, or supplementary tools which you can use to make yourself better in the present condition. Okay. Now coming to this structure, this structure is quite known to you. That 4 verticals will be established under the HECI. Still, not a single institution is developed or established. National Higher Education Regulatory Council, National Accreditation Council, which will replace the NAAC, Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC. So there will be only one meta-accrediting body which will look after the entire accreditation, especially QLMs and not QNMs. QNMs will be taken care by the ranking frameworks. Higher Education Grants Council, wherein your see right now only government colleges and aided colleges, they were getting grants from the different agencies, but now this Education Grant Council, they will link your uh, link your performance with the grant. Means whether you are from self-finance college or a grant-in-aid college or a government college, doesn't make any difference. If you have a NAC A grade or any grade, you are eligible to get grant. And that is what this new education policy is proposing. So no more old concept wherein only government and aided colleges and university, they were getting benefits of. And the most important, General Education Council, which focuses on the graduate outcomes. So we are living in an era wherein output is focused, not outcome is focused and not output. Output is your marks, your grades, your ranks and all. So we are living in an era where competencies and skills of the students are giving due importance than the marks and all. So this General Education Council, except this Agriculture Council and Veterinary Council or Architecture Council, except these all council, uh, this will look after the graduate outcomes of this. In any system, any education system, whether we talk about primary or we talk about secondary or higher secondary or colleges or universities, these three people are very important, or these three things are very important: curriculum, students, and teachers. So even when you are talking about online courses, the most important part is your curriculum, right? So that we will talk in the second session. And when we say curriculum, we should understand the discipline. UGC has talked about a lot of disciplines, right? They are talking about right now multidiscipline and interdisciplinary. If you look at the structure of the NEP, you will find that they have given 9 credits to multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary topics. And when I asked to many government people, even they were not knowing about the difference between this multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. I got a very poor responses or rather a wrong response from them. So I would like to give a little bit clarification on this. These discipline concepts are not new. These are very old and introduced somewhere in 1950 in one of the book where all these kind of discipline, the foreign authors explain that what is adisciplinary, anti-disciplinary, cross-disciplinary, multidisciplinary, non, omni, pluri, all this. But right now, I'll be talking about only 3 disciplines. Uh, I'll come to that concept of multi, inter, and transdisciplinary later in my slides. But the point is why we need this multidisciplinary, why now government has started focusing on talking about various subjects and domains. So when you say multidisciplinary, you have to have expertise in more than 2 subjects, 2 disciplines. Then why? Now, why go, even in CPCS, this was very much part of the syllabus, the multidisciplinary subjects. So what this multidisciplinary subjects is all about? This is not a new concept. The Chinese people are practicing it. Zongyong is a widely famous concept in China. And Chinese education system, they have 3 important words wherein they are giving due importance to the multidisciplinarity in a different way. Boxu, Bo, and Boshi, broad studies, broad learning, and broad scholars. So you will find this in every school and university wherein multidisciplinary concept is practiced by the Chinese education system. So you have to now come back from a belief of specialization. Specialization means, I just would like to say that from this you can now imagine that they are not practicing a concept of specialization. And when we talk, when our faculty members talk, they always give importance to their subject only, as if the subject is developed by them. So they have you know uh, uh, perennial kind of love uh, for their subject. But now we will have to stop talking about this, because in one of the book it is mentioned that specialization is for insects. So specialization has been described as the balkanization or disciplinary chauvinism. Specialization only helps in making creative ignorance, right? So I mean to say only one thing, that discipline or specialization is outdated. I'm not talking about a medical profession. I'm talking about higher education. So yeah, of course, in medical profession, you will find specialization or super specialization or super specialty called. Right now, please do not mix this to medical and higher, because in one of I took this session somewhere else and somebody asked me that then how medical will progress. In medical science, fine, super specialty is there, but as far as higher education is concerned, it is outdated. So yes, now talking about this, say for example, uh, you look at these three golden words, heutagogy, andragogy, and pedagogy, and still most of the universities, one of the premier institute, Bakshi Saab is there. Bakshi Saab, can you unmute yourself? Belur Bakshi Saab. Okay, fine. So still people at higher education, they talk about pedagogy. And let me tell you one thing, that pedagogy is not part of higher education system. Why? Pedagogy is for dependent learners. Keep always this in mind. So it is more appropriate for those students who are dependent on teachers or dependent on teachers. Say, for example, if you go to the professional education, a medical science or engineering, the students are dependent on teachers, right? They cannot, because they are the first generation learners as far as this particular discipline is concerned. And therefore, pedagogical tools for this kind of profession is fine. But when we talk about pedagogical tools for higher education, it's wrong, because none of our student is dependent on us. And especially in the era of digital education, no, not at all. So talking about pedagogy is again outdated concept. Remember that pedagogy is always for the dependent learner, for school going kids, for primary, secondary school going kids, pedagogy is a good term. But coming to andragogy and heutagogy is for us, for our students, because academic freedom in heutagogy will be more as compared to pedagogy and andragogy. So basically, heutagogy, you can say it's a self-directed learning, wherein the students are searching something, they are reflecting upon it, and they are learning their own uh, in their own space and time. But when we say andragogy, andragogy is for us, is more about facilitation. It's for us, for adult learners. So the role in andragogy is more about facilitator than the teachers. So I would say that uh, autonomy is given more to the concept of pedagogy and less to the pedagogy. And of course, we are going to give it, as per the new education policy, full freedom to our students, right? As the circular of UGC has well defined, and they have issued one circular mentioning therein that students can go for a 40% online education. And further, they have explained in the NEP structure of the undergraduate colleges, wherein they have mentioned to have a degree of particular university, students are supposed to complete 50% of their syllabus from the institution or the college where they are studying. It means remaining 50% of the syllabus, they can complete it from any other platform prescribed by the UGC or by the affiliated university. 50%. You can imagine that if your total credits are 192 for 4 years honors, so out of 192, a students can have only 96 credits from the college or university, and remaining 96 credits a student can get it from the other institutions like SWAYAM or IIT online platforms or IGNO online platform. Your digital university is coming up most probably by the 15th of June. So please keep this in mind and stop talking about now pedagogical tools. It should be now pedagogy, and you have to develop tools for this. Okay. Okay, I'll not be discussing about this knowledge and all because you all are able, so no need to talk about this knowledge practices. But I would like to say one thing that whenever we talk about knowledge, it talks about epistemology. So epistemology is basically a theory of knowledge, right? It is more regard to the methods, validity, and scope from which the students are learning. So I would say knowledge is an outdated concept again now. As I said in my first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of session, that if you want to insult somebody academically, you have to say that you are a learned man. So why? Because if you talk about knowledge system, knowledge practices, again you are talking about outdated concept because knowledge is now, we are not the monopoly of knowledge, please let me tell you, because earlier till 1999 we were the monopoly of our subject. We were the sage on the stage, but right now we are no longer sage on the stage. We are not monopoly of the any subject or anything. So now the concept of knowledge is gone because there are many platforms, there are many sources. Yesterday also, we have learned a concept of OER, a lot of platforms available from where you can get the information as well as knowledge. So what is now trending? So the latest concept is known as agnotology. Agnotology is about exploring area of ignorance. So ignorance, knowing the area of ignorance is new trending or the new concept which is in practice, which is everyone in Western University, they are talking about agnotology because you have to find out the areas where you can go and you can explore the things, you can develop the things. And that is possible only when you have a concept of, see, forensic linguistic. This forensic linguistic is the result of agnotology. Somebody has uh, found the area of ignorance that in the cyber crime, there is a particular linguistic which is yet not developed, or the existing linguistic is failed to answer the cyber frauds and the cyber crime. And therefore, they have developed a concept called forensic linguistic. So this is possible only when you start focusing on the area of ignorance. Look at your subject, attach that subject with some other, assimilate it, and try to find out which area you need to have. Stress management, even stress management is the area which is developed from the concept of agnotology. So these are the first takeaway, that you start learning how to explore the area of ignorance, and not preaching or telling student what is known to everyone or what is there on the platform. It makes our student a man of learning and not a learned man, right? So this two are the important. Now I was talking about this discipline, this different kinds of discipline. So you need to understand what these disciplines are all about. So our Indian higher education system is divided in these four disciplines. The first is singularity, a singular discipline, a single discipline. The second one is multidisciplinary, third is interdisciplinary, and fourth is transdisciplinary. Now, what do you mean by disciplinary? So when you are traveling in one structure, you are traveling in one area, you are talking about discipline. This is now outdated concept, right? So if you are a science student or if you're a commerce student and talking about only marketing management all the time or biology all the time or philosophy in arts all the time, you are practicing disciplinarity. So this is what the singularity is, singularity of this. But when we talk about uh, talking multiple subjects without integration is known as multidisciplinarity. So if the existing NEP structure, they are talking about multidisciplinary education, wherein you can teach students a multiple subject, or student can go for a multiple uh, specializations. So art student can take sociology, economics, as well as political science as the specialization. But remember, when we talk about multidisciplinary, there is no integration or there is no connection or there is no interlinkage between the subjects. You are talking or teaching students separately the multiple subjects, the different subjects. But when we talk about interdisciplinarity, there is an integration. There's an integration of the subjects. Now the point is, why we need integration. My question to all of you is, why we need integration? Why we should continue with this concept? Why to integrate and talk about something new? Why? Yes, please answer this question. You can write in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and reply. To know the entire problem thoroughly, okay, that is what we need for interdisciplinarity. To remove boundaries for providing knowledge, okay. Anyone else? To remove disciplinary barriers, okay. That a career, integrate perspectives. Like, that is what my question is. Why we need to integrate? Certainly, we are integrating perspectives, subjects. Why? But why? Oh, for sure, you are going to one advanced level, transdisciplinary research. I'm coming to that. I've already answered this question. A society has different needs to identify the same. Okay, fine. So, okay, to understand the interrelationships, fine, very good. Interdisciplinary, okay. Now, my question again, I'm emphasize on holistic learning. This holistic word kills me many times. Holistic, okay, fine. So remember how this interdisciplinary terminology came. So basically, when you are talking about two disciplines, so when you are practicing multidisciplinarity, but sometimes it may happen that the existing problem cannot be solved with the existing discipline. And in that case, you have to solve that particular problem by integrating another discipline and by creating a new discipline after the integration. Then only this interdisciplinarity is possible. I repeat my words. As I already given the example of forensic linguistics. So linguistic is one subject, forensic science is one subject. These two subjects are separate, right? Now, why these people have integrated forensic linguistics? Because the existing linguistic concept is failed to trace the existing problem of forensic fraud, cyber fraud, and therefore they have integrated the concept of linguistic into forensic forensic science and developed a new discipline which is successful in tracing the problems related to cyber fraud, and therefore it is known as forensic linguistics. So whenever you are talking about interdisciplinary subject, when I say history of science, when I say history of philosophy, so it is a multidisciplinary because you are talking about history and philosophy separately. But when you integrate it and when you solve the existing issues or the problem, then it is known as interdisciplinary. So for interdisciplinarity, the first condition is, I repeat, for interdisciplinarity, the first condition is you have to integrate. And the second condition, integration is possible only when there is when one discipline is failed to answer the existing problem, or when one discipline is failed to solve the existing problem, then only integration is possible. I hope you are clear. But when we talk about a bigger version of this is a transdisciplinary research. And transdisciplinary research or subjects or domain is possible only when you have to have multiple discipline, and all multiple disciplines are talking about public problems, public policies. And therefore, UGC started a initiative in 2019, Stride grants. And that Stride grant was based on a concept of transdisciplinary research. I evaluated many proposals under Stride research, and all the faculty members, those who submitted, they failed to understand the concept of transdisciplinary research. You have to have multiple disciplines which are focusing on public problems or public issues. So if you are not using multiple discipline and if you are failed to address a public problems, then your research or your subject is not related to transdiscipline. So always keep this in mind. And to understand this transdisciplinarity, you need to understand multiple subjects. So leave your specialization and start practicing multidisciplinarity papers. Okay. Now, let me talk about this very important part, academic bank of credits. Uh, okay, how many of you know about this academic bank of credit? Just write down yes or no in the chat box. All of you have heard, but do you know the concept of academic bank of credit? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, little bit, no, a little, yes, yes. So if anyone can unmute yourself and explain what this is, means how this is going to affect our system. If one can unmute yourself and can talk about this things. Yes, please. Anyone can unmute and answer.
Sir, it's get the freedom. Uh,
Yes, Pooja ma'am.
Sir, as per my understanding, is basically कि ये आपको एक फ्रीडम प्रोवाइड करता है कि आप कहीं से सर्टिफिकेशन अगर ले रहे हैं लाइक स्वयं या किसी और मूक से, तो
Mhm.
वो क्रेडिट आपके जो ऑनगोइंग आपका बैचलर या अदर डिग्री है वो उसमें ट्रांसफर करके आप उतना परसेंटेज आप वहां से ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं एंड यूनिवर्सिटी या कॉलेजेस उसको अवॉर्ड करेंगे। तो वो मतलब आप एग्जिस्टिंग जो आपका सिस्टम है वो कोर्स आप कहीं और से मतलब कहीं और से जो कि रिकॉग्नाइज्ड प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं मूक्स के, वहां से भी वो क्रेडिट आप अर्न कर सकते हैं।
Very good.
सर
Okay. Yes, sir.
हाँ सर, एक्चुअली जैसे जैसे सपोज को कोई 3 या 4 साल का कोर्स है, तो अगर आप जैसे जैसे फर्स्ट ईयर कंप्लीट करोगे, सेकंड ईयर कंप्लीट करोगे, थर्ड एंड फोर्थ ईयर कंप्लीट करोगे, तो जैसे जैसे आपका कंप्लीशन का स्टेज होगा, वैसे वैसे वो क्रेडिट आपके अकाउंट में मतलब क्रेडिट होती जाएगी। आई थिंक इट इज लाइक दैट सर।
Okay. Fine. Anita ma'am, your
Yeah,
yeah.
yes. So, sir, what I've understood in the syllabus also, there's a credit system that indicates, according to me, the how many periods will be assigned to the each topic in the form of curriculum, and the marking is also been done in the format of this credit system. So, in by the end the course, the student finishes, he will get the credits, and that will indicate that how he's been doing it.
Okay, so fine. So you have all of you have a little idea about this concept of academic bank of credit. This is the bank for students and very, very difficult. This is going to be a very difficult for us because let me tell you first, let me start talking about first credit. One credit is equal to 1 hour of teaching and 2 hours of practical sessions. That is what a UGC is saying, or UGC has mentioned in the booklet. So minimum students have to complete 20 credits to successfully complete the semester. So all the universities are directed to keep a minimum 20 credits in one semester, or maximum they can go for any. So even 22, 24, 25, 26 credits can be set for one semester. Now, when say, for example, when you are as a university, when you're keeping 20 credit of one semester, out of 20 credit, 10 credit is allotted to the core subjects. Core subjects means your major subjects. So students have to learn minimum, or they have to complete minimum 10 credits for the core areas or the discipline specific areas in which they are going to complete their graduation. And remaining 10 credits, they can go for 4 particular courses. Now, what these 4 courses are? The first is the skill enhancement course. The second is value added course. The third is ability enhancement course. And fourth is ID and MD, that is interdisciplinarity and multidisciplinarity papers. Now, the point is that if our teaching is not good in the class, because students are given freedom, that 50% they can go from their institution and remaining 50 they can earn from the any other platform recognized by the UGC. So in this case, if your college or university education is not good, then students may go for any other platform, then they can complete this particular credits, and that credits are valid. You cannot say no to them. So, for example, I'll give you one example. Say, skill enhancement course, and one college is offering in skill enhancement course, say, for example, presentation skills, or they are offering, say, tally accounting to the students. Now, students are not interested to go for tally accounting or presentation skills. They are interested for some other skills. They want to develop some other skills. So what they will do, they'll go to Y university or Y college, they will complete that particular skill enhancement course from that university, and the credits of, because once they'll complete skill, say particular skill, say a student is interested to have uh, IELTS, want credits from IELTS course. So for a skill enhancement course, a student is interested to complete the IELTS program, for example. So a student is completing IELTS course from Y University, for example, and they are giving one certificate to them, and that certificate, that credits will be deposited in the account of a student's, in the academic bank account of a student. And now that present college or university will have to give a green signal to the students that you need not to pass any exam for this particular skill enhancement. Arshid Ahmed, Mr. Arshid Ahmed. Mr. Arshid Ahmed, are you there? I don't understand why you are tickling the screen. You can leave yourself from the group if you're not interested. So yes, so a student need not to pass from the existing structure, existing college where he or she is studying. A student can complete it, and that credit can be used for getting the degree from the university, affiliating university of the students. So this is the beauty. Now, what will happen if your teachers are not good, if your college is not offering a valid and good skill programs or IDMD programs, then students will start taking it from different platforms which are approved by the university UGC. And the of course your workload will be less, and you will be surplus in the institution, and you'll be kicked off, or rather you'll be transferred. If you are from private university, you'll be kicked off from the university, and if you are in government or granted college, then you'll be transferred to some other college. So this is going to happen. So be careful. Provide a good courses to the students, a latest courses to the students, a course with uh, the latest requirement, the latest industry requirement, which I've explained earlier, a kind of course and the program you'll have to offer. Otherwise, nobody will learn. Only 96 credit out of 192 student will take from your institution, and remaining 96 they will take from some good reputed institutions. Each and every student will have to register for it from the next semester. So be ready. Inform them in the first orientation program and inform how to register. There are two platforms available. Number one is DigiLocker, and second is ABC itself, abc.gov.in. From these two platforms, a student can register, and student has to register from his mobile phone only, because immediately it will generate one OTP. OTP will come to the mobile phone, and only then a student can register for it. So this is compulsory for each and every student who are getting enrollment. Even your enrollment number cannot be allotted without ABC. Even student cannot appear in examination without ABC. So this is very serious thing which you have to keep in mind. And now, many private institutions will come, बहुत सारे मशरूम की तरह बाहर निकले, और इतने सारे लोग बाहर निकलेंगे, and they will offer so many programs, but at the same time you will have to tell to the students that all the platforms are not valid, or you cannot complete course from any uh, uh, institution. It has to be approved by the UGC. It has to be recognized by your affiliating university. Then only a student can complete the credits from the outside, right? Okay. This is what the later related to it, and I would request all the colleges and university to form one ABC committee, and they will have to start working on this, because it's very urgent requirement. I'm not going in technical part of this particular ABC credit framework. These are the steps to join ABC. Eligibility criteria for those colleges and university who are covered. So colleges have not to register under ABC. Only students have to register, and university and autonomous colleges have to register. Colleges, those colleges who are not autonomous, they need not to register. Means those who are affiliating to any university. Right now, only SWAYAM, NPTEL, VLab, NOU, IGNOU, and IIT, their courses are approved. So no other private agencies courses are approved by the UGC. Okay. I'm not going for this research part, but I would like to explain one last point, and then we'll have a question answer. So this are the challenges soon all the academic institutions are going to face and must be facing right now. Let me explain few of them, and I would also like to explain something else. One of the important attributes of the 21st century learners, or you can say educators, is the sense of independence and decision on what, how, when, where they want to learn, right? So now the space which was having importance, the infrastructure which was having importance for the institution is no more going to have the impact on the learners. So digital natives I was talking about, we are digital immigrants, and digital natives they are our students. They are very independent as far as the decision regarding what, how, when, and where is concerned of learning. So quality institutions have to bridge the gap between resilient and smart. You know, the word smart in the context of educational institution is highly misunderstood. And when we go in peer team, and when we asked the teachers and the principal and the chancellors, so do you have ICT facilities and all? Yeah, we have a smart classroom, and then they say that we have the projector. So even smart classroom doesn't mean that you have a 5 lakh rupees smart digital interactive board. So class with a smart digital interactive board is basically designated as smart class without realizing that the smart class is created by a smart teacher with or without board, right? So no doubt we are talking about a 21st century, but you will have to be smart not in terms of looks, but smart in terms of your knowledge, smart in terms of your expertise, smart in terms of having multiple subjects knowledge. So a smart class without a smart teacher is as conventional as any other class without a smart board. So please, it's a big challenge for us now. The first challenge is institutional crisis, which we are suffering right now. And there are three crises. One is the legitimacy crisis, another is motivational crisis, and the rationality crisis. To accept your mistake is a big question mark. Legitimacy means the rules and guidelines. You will see a case of UGC careless journals. They keep changing the number of journal every 6 months, right? So this is what? This is a legitimacy crisis, and this is going to be there. There is no specific regulation, a universal regulation, which you have to completely or blindly follow. Because if you follow it today, within 3 months or 4 months, it is going to change. So you will have to be ready with all the kind of crises, whether it's a legitimacy, motivational, and personal. Motivational crisis in terms of students as well as teachers. Students are no longer interested in getting jobs. So if you are organizing any placement cell, you will hardly find the students are coming up, turning up, and attending part of it, because they are all part of fourth generation of their family. And fourth generation means they have everything with them. They have a car, they have property, everything. So it's very difficult to motivate students to get the job. They want their own business and all, right? Partial attention deficit syndrome is attention deficit problems, which you're going to see, must be witnessing right now. Say, for example, many a time student is, while in class, student is operating their mobile phone, they're chatting on the social media groups. So while attending class, or while teaching in a class, it is very difficult to get 100% attention from the student. This is another problem. Dark emotion is the area of my research where I keep doing different kinds of research on the dark emotions. And there are 8 major dark emotions which we are going to face soon because of this social media. So we as a screenagers, uh, not we, everyone is now screenager. They are tied up with their mobile phones or laptops, and they are all the time they are on the screen. And therefore I say screenagers. So we screenagers have increased one thing in ourselves is the dark emotion, anger, greed, or there are 8 kinds of dark emotions. So you have to be ready yourself with this. Uh, and the most important is the moving targets. All the institutions, whether students, teachers, all the stakeholders, they keep changing their targets. And most of the time, even the leaders, academic leaders, are not clear what they want to do. So today, so all the irrelevant activities and useless activities you will find nowadays in the colleges and universities. I know a couple of colleges who always keep organizing some external or extracurricular activities. So their main primary role is to impart knowledge in the class, but I see them always outside the class doing one or other activities. That is good to have holistic environment in the college, but not all the time. So you cannot forget this primary, because they are more into advertisement and newspaper uh, publicity and all, and therefore they keep doing all the kind of activities so that their colleges get good advertisement and all. But that is not the way. So moving targets are again a difficult thing. Yeah. Now, what as a teacher you have to develop is this TPAC model, a very important technological, pedagogical, content knowledge, wherein you have 6 different dimensions: pedagogical content knowledge, technological content knowledge, technological pedagogical knowledge, technological pedagogical content knowledge, and of course the single technological knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and content knowledge. Now you will ask me a question that recently you have explained that pedagogy is now outdated concept, then why you are talking about pedagogy in this? Pedagogy is outdated in the classroom. It is between teachers and students who are studying at the higher education level. And this TPAC model is for us. And therefore, we are the first learner, a dependent learner as far as this model is concerned. And therefore, I have used a term pedagogy, or even the developer has used this concept. So you will have to earn mastery over the technology. And it is good that all of you have enrolled for this program and interested to know more and more about the e-content technology and all. So I must salute to all of you. Pedagogical knowledge is the knowledge and practice of teaching and learning that you will have to use in the classroom using these different platforms. Content knowledge, of course, content is the master of everything. So your theories, ideas, framework, evidences, and proof for this you have to do. And then you have to club all these three. So with technology, you have to connect the pedagogy also. Say, for example, technological pedagogical knowledge that talks about how teaching and learning can change when particular technologies are used in a particular way. So you will have to know the range of tools and their appropriateness within the different strategies. For example, let me stop share the screen and let me show you one concept of this technological pedagogical knowledge. So I was asking about this yesterday, Padlet. I asked in the classroom that how many of you know Padlet, right? And most of the participants have replied that we do not know what Padlet is all about. Now, this is a very good example of technological pedagogical knowledge, right? So this is a kind of pedagogy using technology. I am using it in my classroom. So what I'm giving to the student is, this is very simple and very good tool. So this is my board. This is my Padlet. Padlet is nothing but a kind of a notice board where students can come and they can write their homework or they can submit your questions, right? So I asked them that please write down SWOT analysis of yours. I'm teaching strategic management in my class for the PG students. So I tell them whatever I discuss in the class. So I was teaching them SWOT analysis, and then I gave them a homework that go to my Padlet and write down SWOT of yourself. So they have completed this, and all the students, they have submitted SWOT analysis. You see, this is how it works. So you don't have to check any paper. You just have to provide the link of your Padlet and they can submit there. So I have 70 students in my class. So all 70 students have submitted this. So this is SWOT, and then I gave them BCG matrix also. So BCG matrix of different companies they have submitted. So Padlet is a wonderful tool. But only one problem is you'll get only 5 Padlet free of cost. So if I want to make a Padlet, say for example, I'm clicking on this right hand side, make a Padlet, immediately they'll show that platinum is available at 199 per month and gold is available at so and so price. So for more Padlets, you will have to pay. So you can use it with the 5 Padlets. Right? This 5 Padlets can be used for this technological, pedagogical. It's very, very simple to use. Just go to the padlet.com, register yourself. You can use it free of cost. Now start giving homework to your students on Padlet. You just have to create one Padlet and you have to share the link. Make attractive. You will get a lot of you'll get a lot of this kind of pictures also, right? And it's everything is self-explanatory. No need to learn this. You automatically can do because you know how to operate Google. Similarly, you have to do this. So there is no technical issues you'll find while operating Padlet. So see mission and vision also, mission and vision of so this is a beauty, right? A kind of, or even if you want to, even college can have a Padlet, college can use this as a notice board. They can share the link of the notices. Even you can declare result, internal evaluation result on this. So you can use, even colleges can use, even IQAC coordinator can use this for putting all the notices. Okay. So this is all about technological, pedagogical, and then technological content. So tomorrow, madam is going to conduct session, and she'll be talking about how to develop technological content, and she'll be taking 3 hours. By mistake, I have mentioned yesterday that the session is of 1.5 hours, but she'll be taking 3 hours of session, wherein she will be talking about the technological content, how to write e-content, how to develop e-content, and then pedagogical content also is having importance. So these are the things which you have to keep in mind. Yeah. Now the last point of this session, and then there are 2 points I'll cover, and then we'll jump to the next session. Whenever we say flip learning, the literal meaning of the flip is to turn over, right? And flip learning technically means turning over or flipping the sequence of the events of learning. So learning and listening in groups in the class followed by the assignments and exercises are no more in the practice. So in fact, students can learn through different OER platforms or by downloading e-resources or by watching videos or reading books. These are all the things available. So those teachers who are framing the syllabus, they'll have to keep in mind that when you are framing syllabus, you have to put this concept of flip blended learning design template. I repeat, flip, this is known as FBLD, flip blended learning design template. Now, when I say flip blended learning design template, you will have to be very much clear with the scope of FBLD. Means what amount of content a student can learn from the outside sources by watching videos or by referring to your LMS or by referring to some open educational resources. So you have to write down the scope. Are you allowing students for one unit or for one chapter or for whole syllabus? For what? So scope you have. Okay. So scope you have to define and you have to write in your syllabus. So those who are from universities, they will have to keep in mind that FBLD template has to be created and that should be very much part of your syllabus. And when you see, when you write FBLD, then you have to write the outcome of that FBLD also. Say, for example, you mentioned in one syllabus of marketing management that unit 4, students can learn from YouTube video. Now, after watching YouTube video, what will be the outcome? What competency a student will develop after watching that videos? So that also you have to write while designing this template. And the most important, this FBLD template can be a part of your LMS, learning management software system. So the more FBLD templates you have, it is good for the university, and a student will not go outside university to learn more about it. So I'm stopping here. We are taking a break of 15 minutes, but before that, I would like to, or if anyone would like to ask any question related to the session, they can ask. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. May I ask a question?
Yes, you can, please.
My name is Koel Malik, and I am from Kolkata. My question is, sir, do we need to do any kind of need assessment? Since once I design a course, suppose, and decide that what kind of material the student is supposed to learn over either NPTEL or any other resource as such. Now, we have a heterogeneous group of people that we cater to.
You
They're
have,
different.
pardon,
A
you have?
Sir, I said a heterogeneous group. I mean, sir,
Okay,
different
fine.
learning abilities. Some
Mhm.
would be good at listening to things. Some prefer to do it by action. So, is there a provision of going for any kind of need assessment first and then making the suggestions to students?
That is what is expected from all the colleges and university to prepare syllabus keeping in mind the need analysis, industry-based need analysis. So first of all, you have to keep in mind the local needs, local industry needs. So we have here a system called GIDC, Gujarat Industrial Development Corporation. Similarly, you must be having West Bengal Industrial Development Corporation. So what is the regional industries demand is as far as a particular need is concerned? What kind of skill set they are needing from the students? So what you have to do is you have to contact your placement agencies, the placement agencies which are coming to your university or your college. So you have to contact with them. You have to contact the industrial area of your nearby region, means nearby college or university. You have to call them, you have to discuss with them, because curriculum is not something which you can prepare overnight. You have to have a rigorous, work for making making the curriculum. Therefore, in one slide, I've mentioned that the most important part in any education system is curriculum, students, and teachers. So all three plays a vital role as far as the education is concerned. So there is a particular model which we have developed in our system. Uh, uh, Basically, me and Preeti both are heading a organization called GAAC, Global Academic Assessment Consortium, apart from our university job. So in this particular GAC consortium, we have developed a mechanism for developing curriculum, effective curriculum for the students. So how you can have, or what kind of parameters you can have before framing the syllabus. And therefore, I say that even FBLT can be a part of your syllabus. If you are not having a good faculty member who can teach a particular, chapter or particular area, but that area is very important as far as syllabus is concerned. So what you can do is you can use this concept of FBLT template and you can incorporate it in your syllabus and then you can offer it to the students. So yes, I answered to your question. You have to have a need analysis, and for that you have to have on your IQAC board some people from placement agencies and some people from industry experts. UGC has given a structure for IQAC, and many colleges and universities are following only that structure, but that is what the guideline is, minimum guidelines. You can do better than that. If they say that only 2 experts can be invited from outside, so you can have 4 experts. You can have 4 experts from different field who can help you out in framing the syllabus. So whatever UGC giving you idea or NAC is giving you any idea, you can, it is not the benchmark. It is just a guideline. You can always set a benchmark by doing it in the best way. I hope your question is answered properly.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for answering.
To be having a break right now, sir, or we are continuing because the next topic.
We can have a 10 minutes of break. Even
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. So this is 6:20. We will catch up at 6:20, between 20 and 25, stopping the recording. You might stay put in the link or you may join again. Thank you.